America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, no time to rest this morning. No time to rest at all. Not with this guy in the White House. Not with Elon Musk. Not with Elon Musk trying to buy an election in Wisconsin. Elon Musk is paying people to vote in the state of Wisconsin. That's illegal. Welcome, everybody. I hope you have all had a really, really good week. Let's end this week on a high note. Let's end this week on a good note. But let's end this week with the truth, where we are at in America right now. I was on some podcast last night out of Ireland, and I was on with the former, I think, Irish ambassador to America, and he kept trying to poo-poo, Joe, things aren't as bad in America as you think they are, blah, blah, blah. He went on bullshit. I said, I live here. I know how bad things are. I know what this guy in the White House is doing every single day, his assault on democracy and the rule of law, his assault on America. Don't you from Ireland tell me that things aren't as bad as we say they are here. Look at just think about it. I'm just going to go at four data points right now, today, this Friday, of where we're at. As I come to you this Friday, the wealthiest man on the planet is paying people to vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race election next Tuesday. Donald Trump came out yesterday and threatened auto companies, auto dealerships in America not to raise prices on automobiles because of his tariffs. The White House came out yesterday and again said they do not believe in separation of powers. And the Attorney General of the United States of America made it official yesterday. She's Donald Trump's personal lawyer. Don't tell me that things are just kind of okay in America right now. Don't tell me that those of us who oppose what's going on are exaggerating the threat. Elon Musk sent out a post yesterday. Keith, if you got that, put that up. There's a Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. That's Pam Bondi. Keith, we'll get to that later. If you've got Elon's post, that would be great. Thank you, my friend. There's an election this upcoming Tuesday in Wisconsin for a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Elon Musk and Donald Trump have this guy that they are trying to buy that seat for. The Democratic candidate, by the way, these are supposed to be nonpartisan races. That went out the window years ago. Susan Crawford is the Democratic candidate. Brad Schimel is Elon Musk's candidate. I'm going to remind everybody, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, contact Wisconsin's Democratic Party, contact Susan Crawford's campaign, and offer to volunteer to make phone calls to phone bank, to knock on doors, whatever. We've got to show that Elon Musk can't buy this election. Elon Musk, the wealthiest man on the planet, has put something like $20 to $30 million into this race, into this one Wisconsin Supreme Court seat. In fact, I'll do you one better. Elon Musk is paying people to vote for his candidate. Keith, if you've got that Elon post one more time, if you can put that up, my friend, thank you. Here's Elon. Yesterday, On Sunday night, I will give a talk in Wisconsin. Entrance is limited to those who have voted in the Supreme Court election. That means you can only come to my town hall and meet me in person, Elon said, if you've already voted. I will also personally hand over 2 checks for $1 million each in appreciation for you taking the time to vote. This is super important. Thanks, Keith. So do you see what he's doing? He's offering to give. He's telling people, if you come to this town hall where I'll be at, said Elon, I'm going to give 2 special people at this town hall $1 million each. Right? 100 people show up, 1,000 people show up. I'm going to pull names out of a hat. I'm going to give 2 of them $1 million each. But here's the deal. You can only come to the town hall if you've already voted. Now, he doesn't say if you've already voted for my candidate, but clearly that is the assumption. If you've already voted, you can only get into this town hall. You can only have a shot at the $1 million if you've already voted. Elon Musk is buying votes. It's illegal to buy votes in Wisconsin. I don't know, as I come to you this Friday morning, if any legal action has already been taken against Elon Musk. But look, this is what he did in the presidential race. He pretty much camped out in the state of Pennsylvania and kept paying Pennsylvanians to vote. He kept giving Pennsylvanians who'd voted, I think he gave away, how many $1 million checks did Elon Musk himself give away to individual people in Pennsylvania? It was a pretty sizable number. He was buying votes in Pennsylvania during the presidential election. He was paying people to vote. And this is all in addition to the money he himself put into the presidential race, something like $300 to $400 million to get Trump elected. And now in this one little Wisconsin Supreme Court seat, Elon's already put in north of 20 million himself. And in addition to that, he's paying people to vote. It's illegal. Let me turn off that phone. Who the hell is calling me right now? It's illegal. But we're 4 or 5 days away from the election. So go ahead and sue Elon for breaking the law right now. Engage in a legal action against him. The election's Tuesday. Elon doesn't care about any sort of legal action taken against him after Tuesday's election. So all we can do is bring attention to the fact that the wealthiest man on the planet is paying people to vote in the state of Wisconsin. And all we can do is implore people around the country and people in the state of Wisconsin listening to me right now, don't let Elon win. Don't let Elon win. By all indications, this race in the Wisconsin Supreme Court is like neck and neck. There's great Democratic Party enthusiasm. There's great Democratic grassroots action taking place out there. It's basically a race between Democrats' boots on the ground and Elon Musk's money. So as we end this week, what can I do? What can I do, Joe? What can I do? I want to be part of the resistance, Joe, but give me things to do. Give me specific things to do. Here's something very specific to do. The elections, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 or 5 days away. Help defeat Elon's candidate in this Wisconsin election. If you're in Wisconsin, if you live in a border state, my home state of Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota, go to Wisconsin this weekend and knock on doors for Susan Crawford, the Democratic candidate. If you're nowhere near Wisconsin, phone bank for Susan Crawford, the Democratic candidate. Really easy to do. All you got to do is contact the Wisconsin Democratic Party. They'll put you in touch with the organizations you need to be in touch with to volunteer, or contact Susan Crawford's campaign directly, and they will give you specific ways you can volunteer to help. And if you live in the state of Wisconsin, man, do all you can do these next 4 days to defeat Elon Musk's money. Look, this is where we are, just outright corruption in front of our eyes. Elon Musk yesterday, come to my town hall. Come to meet me, he said. The only way you can get into my town hall is if you've already voted, wink, wink. And if you come to my town hall and you've already voted, which means you've already voted, I'm going to give 2 lucky people $1 million apiece, probably more than that. So he's incentivizing people to vote so that they can go to the town hall, meet him, so that they have a shot at $1 million. Is this the kind of America you want to live in, my friends? No. So do all you can. The race is neck and neck. We saw what happened in Pennsylvania this week, a Pennsylvania state Senate race in a district that Trump won by 15 points just 3, 4, 5 months ago. The Democratic candidate won by a wee little. Something is happening right now. There are 2 special election congressional races in Florida next week, 2 districts that Trump won by north of 30 points just 5 months ago. Right now, the Democratic candidates in those races are neck and neck. So if you're in Florida, get involved in the Florida Florida 6, Congressional District number 6, and Congressional District number 1, knock on doors, phone bank, contact, right, the Florida Democratic Party, and volunteer down in Florida. Elon Musk and Trump now, Elon Musk is starting to throw tons of money down into these 2 Florida special elections this upcoming Tuesday. There's great enthusiasm among Democrats right now. Democrats typically do better in special elections. This race in Wisconsin is neck and neck. Don't let Elon Musk buy another election. Don't let him. Contact the Wisconsin Democratic Party or contact Susan Crawford's campaign. Knock on doors, phone bank, help. Hey, interesting data point number 2. So Donald Trump yesterday finally admitted that foreign countries don't pay for his tariffs. We actually do pay for his tariffs. Keith, you got that one on the auto dealers and the auto Trump's threat. Donald Trump warns U.S. automakers not to raise prices in response to tariffs. Keep that up for a second, Keith. Wait a minute. First of all, the president of the United States is warning private companies not to raise prices on their products. Wait a minute. He's not a king. He's not a dictator. He can't tell private companies what they can and cannot do. But wait a minute. Are these price controls? But even more importantly than all of that, keep that headline up for a sec, Keith. And by the way, Donald Trump made this threat in a call earlier this month to automakers. Don't you dare raise prices when I throw down my tariffs on automakers all over the world. Not only is this something that Trump can't do as president, threaten private companies not to raise their prices. Think about what that headline, thanks, Keith, just said. Think about what that headline just said. Why would Trump think that US automakers would raise prices because of Trump's tariffs? Like, why? Like, Trump always says that we don't pay for his tariffs. Our automakers don't pay for his tariffs. People in America, the American consumers who buy automobiles here, Trump said we don't pay for the tariffs. Donald Trump has always said that foreign countries pay for these tariffs. Well, that's bullshit. And the fact that Trump threatened US automakers, don't you dare raise prices. I mean, I know Trump's an idiot, but that's Trump acknowledging that we do pay for his tariffs. We pay for them. Our automakers will pay for them. Our automakers will raise prices on their products, and we, the American consumer, will pay for them. I love it, man. Even out of the mouths of babes every now and then, Donald Trump accidentally, inadvertently says the truth. Again, and we all got to be about spreading, proselytizing the gospel, the truth. Put the truth out there. We pay for the tariffs. We pay for the tariffs. We pay for the tariffs. Trump's tariffs are taxes on us. And even Donald Trump admitted it, acknowledged it. He knows that our automakers are going to have to raise prices because of his tariffs. That's why he's threatening them not to. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful because Trump's whole life is a lie. And so when it's beautiful whenever he's completely caught in a lie. I just love it. And it's beautiful when he's so up against the wall and he's caught in a lie that the only way out of the predicament he's in is to speak the truth. And that's what he did here. He spoke the truth. He knows automakers are going to raise their prices because he knows deep down, he knows we pay for his tariffs. And MAGA, everybody listening to me right now, you can choose to ignore it. Trump admitted just here, it's a lie. Trump admitted with this threat to automakers, it's a lie. We pay for them. MAGA, come on now. If Trump admits it's a lie, that foreign countries don't pay for his tariffs, if he's acknowledging that's a lie, then MAGA Trump supporters, you need to acknowledge it's a lie too. My Friday outrage number 3, Stephen Miller, I don't even know really what he is. President Trump's advisor. Put out a tweet or something screaming about judicial tyranny. I don't know if you have that, Keith, because court after court, thank you, my friend, appeals court upholds Judge Boasberg's blockade on Venezuelan gang deportations, and Stephen Miller, Trump's advisor, screams, "We're living under judicial tyranny." Thanks, Keith. So another judge stops another unconstitutional move or delays another unconstitutional move by Trump, and Trump's people scream judicial tyranny. Every single day, Donald Trump and his people make very clear, crystal clear, they either do not understand or do not believe in the Constitution and separation of powers. I get that Trump doesn't know what separation of powers is. And I'm beginning to think that most people who work with him don't believe in separation of powers. I'm just always hopeful that the American people still believe in and understand what separation of powers is. Our constitutional system, this amazing gift our founders gave us. Stephen Miller screaming about judicial tyranny because a judge interpreted the law in a way he doesn't like. It's not judicial tyranny. That is separation of powers. MAGA, I know you know this. We all should know this. 3 branches of government. The judicial branch is charged with interpreting the law. That's their job. It's not Congress's job. It's not the president's job. It's the judiciary's job to determine whether a presidential action is constitutional or not, whether a law is constitutional or not. That's their power. Each branch has their own power, separation of powers. I mean, you don't, MAGA and Stephen Miller, do you want to live in a country where the president, the executive, can also interpret the law like the president, President Obama or President Biden or President Trump can determine what presidential action is constitutional or not, what law is constitutional or not? You want the president to have that power? Of course you don't. No, this isn't judicial tyranny. This is how it works. The president does something, and the courts say that something that the president did is either constitutional or not, legal or not. That's not the end of it. The president then has the power to appeal that court's decision. The president has the power to revise his or her executive order. The president has the power to work with Congress to write a bill and turn that bill into a law. That's, again, separation of powers. Each branch has powers. When a court, its only power, interpret the law, says a law is not constitutional, or this Trump's executive order here is not constitutional, that's not the end of it. Trump can appeal. Trump can take something all the way up to the Supreme Court. They each have checks and balances. They each have powers. This isn't judicial tyranny. This is what our founders have put together to make sure that none of these branches gain too much power. We don't want the president to be a king or a dictator or an authoritarian. If the president can do something, take an action, and there's no check on that action, then the president is a king, a dictator, an authoritarian. This is how the system's supposed to work, guys, this Friday. The president does something. Then somebody takes legal action against what the president did. That legal action then gets put in front of a judge, a court. And the court's only job is to determine, to interpret the law, to interpret the Constitution, to interpret the constitutionality of that president's action. That's it. And that's what these courts are doing now with all of Trump's executive orders. And the way the system works, MAGA, The president can't defy the court's order. The president can't ignore the court's order. Doesn't have that power. If they have that power, then forget about it. Forget about separation of powers. We live in a dictatorship. A president can appeal. A president can revise. A president can sign a bill into law. Judicial tyranny. Again, I know Trump doesn't understand anything I just said. Stephen Miller does. He doesn't give a fuck. What about the American people? What about Trump's supporters? Do they still believe in the Constitution? Do they still believe in separation of powers? Hey, my final outrage this Friday, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, let's quit beating around the fucking bush. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, made it official last night in another appearance on Fox News. Pam Bondi is no longer the Attorney General. She is now officially Donald Trump's personal lawyer. She made it official. Keith, I don't know if you have that headline. I don't. Thanks, man. Pam Bondi hits back at CNN's Ellie Honig. There's a reason why their ratings are plummeting. So the context, thanks, Keith. That's the Attorney General of these United States, once again on Fox News. She goes on Fox News multiple times every single day. And she goes on Fox News last night, and she literally attacks another network, attacks a legal expert on another network. Not even going to get into the merits of any of this because it doesn't matter. Ellie Honig went on CNN's legal expert, great guy, by the way, smart guy, fair guy, objective guy, calls it as he sees it, said this is like ridiculous that the Justice Department has not already opened an investigation of this security breach. Pete Hegseth and Mike Walz's security breach. And Ellie Honig's right. In a healthy democracy, a healthy republic with a healthy Justice Department, there would be an investigation already looking into the security breach, the Signal chat security breach. But again, not even needing to go into that, Pam Bondi goes on Fox News again and just politically attacks in a partisan way, just attacks another network. Pam Bondi also had an interview yesterday. She was asked about the Signal security breach, and right away she started talking about Hillary Clinton. And again, no matter where you stand on any of this, here's the point, America. The Attorney General of the United States has a duty to follow the Constitution and the law. She is the top law enforcement officer of the country. The Attorney General is. She is America's lawyer. The Attorney General is not at all supposed to be political, not at all supposed to be partisan, because justice is not supposed to be political, is not supposed to be partisan. And here's the thing, presidents pick attorney generals, and it's always right, a balance, even though each president picks an attorney general. It's understood. It's by law, the attorney general is independent, because remember, the attorney general is America's lawyer. And you remember MAGA, everybody screams about Obama's attorney generals, blah, 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 blah. And we saw what's his name? Trump's attorney general, Bill Barr. I mean, so attorney generals can get political. We've never seen this. Pam Bondi is out of the closet. And this partisan attack last night against CNN, I don't care what you think about CNN, made it official. That's Pam Bondi telling the American people, guys, the jig's up. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. I work for Trump. I'm Trump's lawyer. Everything I do and say will be to defend Donald Trump. Make no mistake. That's what the Attorney General said last night. Really, that's what she's said every day, because she's gone on Fox News every day, which again is unprecedented. Find me one example of Merrick Garland, Joe Biden's Attorney General, going on TV ever. Find me one. Find me one. Can't. You can't. So she goes on Fox News multiple times every day. And again, MAGA, be smart. I don't care what you think of Fox News. If you're the Attorney General and you want to go on TV and you're America's lawyer, defending the Constitution, your oath is to defend the Constitution, not defend a particular president, then go on MSNBC, go on CNN, go on Fox, go on NPR, go everywhere to show the American people, as Pam Bondi said in her confirmation hearings, that she would be completely independent. That's gone. As with everything with Trump, gone. All of our institutions, everything that's sacred about our democratic and legal institutions, gone. It's like again, like with Elon Musk. You buy it. Screw it, right? Money in politics, screw it. I'm just going to pay people to vote. Gone. Trump just 100 unconstitutional executive orders every single day. Gone. And now the Attorney General telling the American people, well, I'm not even going to beat around the bush anymore, she says. Not even going to beat around the bush. Look, I'm Trump's lawyer. I'm Donald Trump's personal lawyer. Okay. Let's just make that clear. This is what the next 4 years are going to be like. I'm not defending the Constitution. My job is to defend Trump. And you may applaud that, MAGA. You may applaud that, Trump supporters. But know this: every one of these guardrails that Team Trump is knocking down, that keep this democracy humming, that keep this nation of laws humming, that keeps this constitutional republic humming, that keep our elections humming, every one of these norms that Team Trump knocked down, two things: could be down forever, but also when the next Democratic president is elected, MAGA Trump supporters, you can't complain anymore if that next Democratic president picks an attorney general and that attorney general, like Pam Bondi, comes out and says, I'm governor, say Kamala Harris runs again and wins. I'm President Harris's lawyer. I'm defending Kamala Harris. I'm not defending the Constitution. If the next Democratic attorney general says that, MAGA, do you understand that you can't complain? Because you opened the door to this. Final thought, guys. Again, Wisconsin. Don't forget about those two congressional races down in Florida. Contact Florida's Democratic Party. Contact Florida's Democratic Party, Congressional District number 6, Congressional District number 1. One is Matt Gaetz' old district. Congressional District 6 is Mike Walz's old congressional district. The Democrats in those districts are making these races tight. If you're in and around Florida, get involved, help. The election is Tuesday. Contact the Democratic Party down there. And in Wisconsin, let's make certain that Elon Musk cannot buy another election. Get behind, do all you can, make phone calls for, knock on doors for Susan Crawford. She's the Supreme Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate, who is the Democratic candidate who is opposed to Elon Musk's candidate, Susan Crawford. Contact the Susan Crawford campaign or contact the Wisconsin Democratic Party and get yourself involved. We are the last line of defense, guys. Forget about Congress. They utterly abandoned their oath to defend the Constitution. The courts are doing all they can, but they're overwhelmed. It's us. It's on us. It's on us. We, the people, we are the last line of defense against everything Trump is doing. Let's act like it. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, oneflaginitiative.org, all one word, go there, oneflaginitiative.org. Go there, sign up, join me in the No Kings movement, oneflaginitiative.org. As always, if you want to email me, do thesocialcontractwithjoewalsh@gmail.com. That's all one word, thesocialcontractwithjoewalsh@gmail.com. Have a great weekend. Love you. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with